Okay. Ned here. We're going to get some wiggles out of us for a sec. Okay, let's go through from 60 beats a minute up to 90 beats a minute doing boom, boom, chuck tick. And I'll coach you along the way, technique help and stuff like that. Okay? 1 and 2 and boom, boom, chuck tick. Chuck tick. So I figured out I have a pressure sensor on my bass drum head, so I can put lots of blankets in my bass drum, make it really quiet, so I'm more popular with my family. So I don't play any electronic drums on gigs. I play acoustics and rehearsals and stuff. But to teach, I use a lot of electronic stuff and these drilled out cymbals. They're really quiet cymbals. They're even more quiet because they're broken. My students broke them. Okay, so we've been going along 60 beats a minute. Now we're going to start accelerating. All right. Can you detect any change in the metronome? Okay. Take a look at my bass drum pedal up in the upper left-hand corner. See how it's wiggling? That's because I relaxed my ankle and I'm using my thigh. Excuse me, I'm using my calf to bounce my heel up in the air and get my foot off my beater off the bass drum head. Sorry about all this odd stuff I'm saying. I promise, as time goes on, I'll be really good at talking while I'm playing drums. Okay. Now my earphones right now are so loud. I'm going to try and keep playing and adjust the volume. There we go. Anyway, those double thuds you hear is that pressure sensor on my bass drum head that's activating a bass drum sound inside my computer. And if I change the pressure on the pressure sensor too much, while I'm like resting my beater against the head, I'll get a false trigger. Which you would never hear on an acoustic drum. Because you'd just be still touching the head, not losing contact. Did you hear it? I'm not going to change my wiggle, the calf muscle technique because of that. If I were performing with pressure sensors, I would keep that technique, but maybe not wiggle as much, as big an amplitude. Okay. So now we're up to just past 70 beats a minute. A beat and a half a minute to go. I'm feeling a little feeling in my left wrist. I'm going to lower my stick and rest that wrist. Always be super sensitive to what you're feeling. Even if you're teaching. And adjust to take care of yourself. Okay, here we are. 75 beats in. Halfway to 90. All right, let's take a look at my right hand. How's it doing today? I can see I was slapping my back. Do you see me just grow an inch or two? I'm resetting my shoulders, moving my shoulder blades toward my spinal column, and then with my lower back, pulling my shoulder blades down toward my pants pockets. using my fingers. And I'm going to bring that left hand down again because I've still got that feeling in my wrist. I'm not good at talking to you and taking good care of myself yet. I'm going to get better. All right, we just hit 80 beats a minute. Still have to bring my hi-hat stick down. Now, notice that I continue to use the bounce for my hi-hat stick. My hand's still open, and I'm just using that little bounce to let that stick fly up. I've also choked up the stick a little ways, so I more toward, just a little more toward the center, so that pivot can happen more easily. Starting to lighten up on my snare. Can you hear it? Okay. Now we're at 85 beats per minute. I've been playing about 6 hours a day. My wrists are like, idiot! That's too much, old man. So I'm like starting to notice some stress in my right wrist now. So I'm going to slow down how long my stroke goes down. I'll start earlier and land later. That feels better. That feels good. Here we are, 90 beats a minute. Let's stop and shake out our wrists. Looks like my bass drum camera just disappeared on me. What's it doing, huh? Rebooted. All right, just shake the wrist, not aggressively. You don't want to hurt them. We're going to do this for about a minute. Just let the metronome run at 90, then we'll play at 90 for a minute. Rub it in that we made it. Okay, this way too. Not extreme, just a little flap, not big flaps. Now let's shake our bicep and triceps. And our legs. Running. Parenthesing. And do some calf raisers. All right, we got 5 seconds and we'll have 1 minute. 2, okay. 1 and 2 and ready and play and this is our little celebration. You can play 90 beats a minute now. Now if you ran into things while you're playing where you started getting tangled up and making a lot of mistakes and you tried to work your way out of it and couldn't, that is so normal. It is really hard once things kind of like train wreck to get out of them at first. My push-up alarm is going off here. I'll push up in a minute, in 25 seconds. So I try to do a number of push-ups on these elevated push-up bars that rotate. Really good for your wrist. Really safe if you use them right. 4 seconds. Almost done. Hey, you guys, this is really fun. Don't worry about, hear the metronome slowing down now. Okay, don't worry if you make mistakes earlier on. Just as soon as you start making like more than one mistake and can't recover right away from it, drop back 30 seconds, a minute, rehabilitate yourself up. Don't try to make your way out of kind of a train wreck, or that's really negative, but like where you're actually misinforming your muscle memory. always try to get back and just keep that number of correct repetitions really high and number of errors really low, so that you can just pretend like this is an axon in the nerves that, form to make the routine for boom, boom, chuck, tick, that form to make the routine for American grip and using your elbow and your, all this stuff we're doing with the bass drum and all that stuff. With a lot of repetitions, it builds layers of myelin sheath on your axons, which allows the nerve signals to go a lot faster. And when they can go faster, then it becomes easier and easier to do the routine or the muscle memory and they call this muscle memory. So that's how you build muscle memory, is through correct repetitions. And when you start doing incorrect repetitions, then there's a lot of confusion in there. So what you want to make happen is just keep building up the myelin sheath on top of your axons that relate to what you're learning, and don't be like, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Don't do anything like that. Just go back and succeed a lot at a slower speed. Make your way back up. That is the way you learn fast. If you make an error, slow down, So anyway, if you made it through with very few errors, I had a couple. Did you hear them? I left out a bass drum when I was talking. My technique wasn't serving me like I wanted it to. I've overplayed and overpracticed. And so I said weird things. Don't look at those things as failures. Look at them as data. Oh, I left out a bass drum. But that's just one time out of hundreds of repetitions. So we're not looking at a problem here. We're going to continue playing. And it, then you have that low ratio. But you also have this way of talking to yourself like you're training yourself like a rat, teaching it how to get through a maze, where you just note like how far they got, how long it took them, and then you set them back at the beginning of the maze and you reset your little rewards along through the maze. It's just like being super rational and scientific about it rather than being super emotional and chaotic about it. Just be kind to yourself, operate like a scientist and a technician. Technician meaning use your technique. All right, sorry to jabber. I'll talk to you soon. We're going to go from 90 to 120. All right, congratulations again.